So we're out here in the gym in the middle of doing legs. You know, sometimes I like legs. Today, afternoon time, not feeling it as much. So I'm gonna take this as a little break from my legs right now. So we were talking about decision making earlier today. We talked about some decision hygiene. Well, how do you test if your decision making skills are any good? What are some indicators of decision making? One of them, and this is an indicator at skill at a lot of things in life, right? This is like your mental acuity. They used to call it IQ, now they call it something, GMA, general mental ability, I wanna say is the politically correct term. But your general mental ability is, you know, a big indicator of if you're gonna make good decisions, right? But what else? One of the things that indicates if you're gonna make good decisions in life is your style of thinking. So your style of thinking can be, you know, these mental models I was talking to you about earlier, this logical thinking, or the way to walk through, you know, critical thinking, you know, exercises in order to decision make is super intricate and super cool stuff. It really makes you feel like peeking behind the curtain in Oz. And one of the things that was like really eye-opening for me was the CRT, cognitive reflection test. And, you know, some smart people I've asked this question of, and system one seems to want to just take over, man. Your intuition, your instinct just kicks in so hard on some of these things, you know, that it's almost impossible. Like you don't even see it. So a bat and ball question, famous cognitive reflection test question. So a bat and a ball costs $1.10 together. Now the bat, it costs $1 more than the ball. How much does the ball cost? Was there somebody in your head screaming 10 cents? Yeah, it just jumps in there. 10 cents, it's 10. The answer's 10, but it's actually not 10. If it was 10 cents, it's got to cost $1 more. So that means the bat would have to cost $1.10, and that would be $1.20, not $1.10. So it can't cost 10 cents. Correct answer is actually 5 cents. Bat's $1.05. But mind blowing how something so simple can trick us. And that's what's called a cognitive illusion. Now we have visual illusions. Some of you guys have seen like the Mueller-Lyer illusion. That's the line with one side it has arrows and the other side it has like an opposite of an arrow. It has like a little cone, looking like a little V, right? And one line looks clearly longer than the other line visually, but the lines are actually the same size. But you know what's crazy about some of those visual illusions, same as these cognitive illusions that like what I just went over, is that even when you find out the correct answer, when you see, you broke out the ruler, you measure the lines, and you're like, oh man, shit, they're exactly the same. These are the same length lines. You know what's fascinating about this? Is that you still see the one that appears longer as longer. Knowing the truth doesn't change the physical reality that what you see is still an illusion. And that happens with these cognitive illusions more than we'd like to admit. This happens to us all the time with confirmation bias, authority bias, the planning fallacy, overconfidence bias, the availability heuristic. All of these things are happening behind the scenes. And most of the time, these heuristics and the way that our intuition works, 90% of your day, 95% of your day, they work flawlessly. But in complex decision making, especially something that has to do with statistical thinking, like numbers and forecasts or anything like that, is notoriously bad. And we are making some notoriously bad intuitive decisions and kind of just flipping a coin and hoping for the best. So I'm gonna get back to some more sales training here in the next couple of videos, but this, how our brains operate and why they work the way that they do, really fascinates me. And I hope that some of y'all are interested in it as well, because it really is like peeking behind the curtain of Oz. And it really does give us a window into the souls of our prospects and our counterparts and our loved ones to try to, like, you know, help us communicate better and understand what these other people are thinking, what they mean, and then how we can then explain ourselves to them to where they assimilate it the best possible way. All right, thanks guys.